What's up, guys? We're back. We're previewing a heavy slate of college basketball games this weekend, especially tomorrow. That is tomorrow, Saturday, February 5th. You got ranked matchup after ranked matchup. You got top 10 matchup. It's a great day for college basketball. You can't ask for a better time. We're going to give you everything you need to know. We're going to highlight some of the key games. Let's get into it. Let's get it going here. Zach, we'll start with a 10 o'clock game. Number 17, UConn Huskies. Number 12, Villanova Wildcats. Both teams coming off a loss.
Yeah,
Two rebounds.
The Big East has been one of my favorite conferences to watch this year because there's a lot of good teams in the Big East this year. Nova, if they're going to win the Big East, and Nova, it feels like every year wins the Big East these last several years, but this year it's looking like it's going to be Providence, and it might even, because Providence is up like at least
Providence or Marquette.
2 games now. It might be Marquette too. It's like Nova needs this game if they're going to win. I think if they're going to win the Big East, Nova has to win this game. They're at home playing UConn, 12 o'clock Eastern start. So I look at Nova. They need a rebound. They need to get this win.
We'll go. There you go. There's your analysis of it. We'll see. Maybe UConn might be a little angry after their Creighton game. They could come out too. Well, it's going to show a lot. One team is going to show some grit. Another team is going to trying to hope to avoid a snowball effect, and we'll see who gets it. Another 12 o'clock Eastern time game. We have the Illini of Illinois taking on Indiana. Zach, you got 30 seconds here. Give me your take on this game.
This is a good Midwest rivalry. These teams, this is probably Illinois' biggest rival. And it's always a good game between Illinois and Indiana. At Indiana, we're coming off a huge win against Wisconsin. It's the battle of Kofi versus Trace Jackson Davis. I think whoever wins that battle between the two of them will probably win the game. And so I'm really looking forward to that game.
That'll be a great game. Another game. We got 2 o'clock Eastern games that are big games in the Big 12. Zach, you pick one. Tell me which one you're more looking forward to. You got Texas Tech, West Virginia, Iowa State, and Texas.
I think I look at the Texas Tech West Virginia game as a little more interesting because West Virginia, we've seen West Virginia, they're on the bubble. West Virginia needs a key, signature win. And this is a good opportunity for West Virginia to get that. It's going to be tough matchup for them. Is West Virginia at home?
West Virginia is at home. It's in Morgantown.
So I think they need to get this win. I think they need it. And I think that's why that game's a little more interesting to me to see.
That'll be a good game. We'll see. Both Texas Tech and Iowa State are coming off losses. Again, same situation as the game that we talked about, the UConn Villanova. Both could really use a win to try and keep a week from spiraling away from them, but we'll see how it goes. A game I kind of gloss over, can bounce right back to quickly. At 1 o'clock Eastern, it is the number 1 overall seed Auburn Tigers taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Should be a game where Auburn rolls. We'll see, but the number 1's in action at 1 o'clock tomorrow if you're looking for that game. Another game in the Big Ten at 2:30 Eastern tomorrow. We got the Purdue Boilermakers taking on the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan was a team I was high on to start of the year. Michigan's now 11-8 on the year. They're struggling. Juwan Howard and his boys are not doing good this year after a good year last year. Give me your take here, Zach.
This is Michigan is in desperate need of a win here. I mean, it's getting to be desperate times for Michigan. They don't have, the Big Ten, you got opportunities, but there's only, when you're 11-8, you got to start winning. And Purdue is a tough team to beat. And I don't know if Michigan right now has the guys to match up with Purdue. But if they're going to get into the big dance, they're going to need this win.
They need the win. It's going to be a big win for them. This is Michigan's chance, one of their last chances to build that resume to get in. So can't really afford a loss here. 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, a game that we've talked about a lot. We've been headlining a lot all week is here. Kansas Jayhawks taking on the Baylor Bears, Zach.
Yeah, this game is probably the game I'm looking forward to the most tomorrow because, this is a top 10 battle. You can kind of see who this game will give us a good idea of who's going to win the Big 12, I think, just by how it goes. And so I'm really looking forward to it. Oach might not be healthy, or he was in COVID. He had COVID. He was under COVID protocols for the game against Iowa State. If Oach is healthy, I think we're talking about a team where Kansas could, since it's at home, I'm going to lean Kansas here. And so this game is exciting though. This is going to be a fun game.
Here's a quote from Bill Self for the Kansas City Star in an interview that he gave on Wednesday night about Ochai. He says, we've talked to Och quite a bit. He's actually feeling well. So we'll see. I don't know what the protocol is, whether or not Abaji will be available for Kansas, or if he's a bit able to be available. We'll see. But Och is going to be a big key for Kansas, and Kansas's ability. They showed an ability the other night to score without him.
They did. They played quite well.
They might need it. They might need it. We'll march on to another game, a big game on the West Coast. It's a 5 o'clock Eastern start in Arizona. You see the Arizona Wildcats taking on the USC Trojans. Zach.
Yeah, US.
If you go back, if you watch our bracketology video, we had no spoilers here. Go watch it. Pause. If you don't want a spoiler, we had Arizona winning our bracketology. Do we have our boys losing this week now?
No, we don't. I don't think USC's not looking good recently.
Yeah.
They're getting wins. Like they only have 3 losses on the year still.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not impressed with USC at all. So I think Arizona gets by them, especially at home. Yeah. I think Arizona's gonna be too much.
That's gonna be a big game. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be on Fox tomorrow. Now, 6 o'clock. Rivalry game.
Ooh.
Duke, North Carolina.
Ooh.
Coach K's final year. This is gonna be Coach K's final trip to Chapel Hill. Can he go in there one more time and win it for Duke, or is North Carolina, who we saw in Joe Lunardi's bracketology, is making a climb? They've made their way out of that bubble, quote unquote, according to Joe. Did they get a win here and continue to build that resume? Duke hasn't looked convincing. Zach, what do you think?
Oh man, it's always Duke UNC is always fun to watch. Like you don't even have to be like a fan of either of these teams. You can even hate both these teams and still have a good time watching it. Which is how it normally is for me.
It is $265 to get in the Dean Smith Center tomorrow. That is how much a ticket right now is going for on the secondary market. People are ready for it. The people at Chapel Hill are ready. They're starving for that game, Zach.
Oh, it's gonna be good. I think is Duke gonna be able to stop Armando Bacot down low? They might not be, but can North Carolina stop Paulo Banchero? That's also gonna be tough. Can
Bacot play like he can?
It's tough. I think you're looking at a game that I think it's gonna be close. Mm-hmm. I was actually talking with some guy, there were some guys talking about the game I was playing pickup with the other day, and they were all like, "Oh, Duke's gonna win by 20. Duke's gonna win by 20." And I'm like, I don't like at Chapel Hill. You really think Duke's gonna win by 20? I just don't see that. I think it's gonna be a close game, no matter what. I think either team could win, but it's gonna be close.
It'll be a good game, and we'll see how it plays out. Now we'll keep going. We've got the Kentucky Wildcats sitting there going into Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kentucky looked great last week. They beat Vanderbilt this week. We'll see how it goes. As for Alabama is got a horrendous schedule right now, and Kentucky is not a break again. They got the Wildcats here. What are your thoughts? Can the Tide win it? Can the Tide bounce back? We've talked about how they've been Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what Alabama you're going to get. Are we going to get the hot Alabama that stays at home tomorrow, defends home court, and beats the Wildcats? Or are we going to see Alabama crawl kind of and just Kentucky roll?
I kind of think, we saw a Bama team at home beat Baylor last Saturday. Mm-hmm. But Baylor doesn't have a big man like Oscar Tshiebwe. Mm-hmm. And Bama, their biggest strength is their guards. And I think that guard matchup is going to be huge. But I think what Bama can't really account for is Oscar Tshiebwe.
Yeah.
I don't think they can account for him. And I think that's going to be the difference maker. And I think Kentucky's going to win.
We got Kentucky winning that game. I think Kentucky wins that game too. The question is going to be, can Alabama turn it into if they're effective shooting the ball, Tshiebwe's not going to matter.
That's true.
Tshiebwe's not going to be a factor on the defensive glass if Bama plays the way Bama is able to and shoots the ball effectively. So we'll see. It's going to be a good game. I think it's a game you're going to want to watch. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. At 10 o'clock Eastern, late time zone game. A game we've talked about quite a bit. Again, it's a game we've previewed a couple of times. It's BYU and Gonzaga in Provo, a place where Gonzaga has historically had some struggles. Do you see the Cougars again winning at home against Gonzaga like they've done before.
BYU, they've been slumping. They've been slumping hard lately, and that's my concern. If there's a hot BYU team in this game, especially with BYU doesn't have big men. They've lost both their centers. And so I just don't know if they can account for Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren. I don't know if they can.
I don't think they can. It's gonna be an atmosphere tomorrow. If you get a chance, if you're a basketball fan, you've never watched what a game is like between those two teams in Provo, check it out on TV. It's gonna be electric in the Marriott Center. The BYU student section is up there. It's a very good student section. If you look at the rankings of student sections are annually, you can't say that one is going to be outmatched. So
hey, we got our Mountain West boy
here. We got our Mountain West here. Trey's making a guest appearance, I guess, right now. Trey, what's up?
Well, hey, actually, San Diego State, Colorado State tonight.
Right now.
That's tonight. What are you thinking about that game? Are you excited for it?
I'm thinking Colorado. I'm super excited. I'm thinking Colorado State's revenge tour because they went to San Diego, got blown out by 30, got embarrassed. It's one of the few games this year San Diego State has had any sort of looks of actually having an offense. It was kind of glorious. But I think Colorado State unfortunately wins by 5. I'm thinking 61-56 Colorado State in Fort Collins.
That'd be pretty good for San Diego State if they can. I mean, obviously if they can keep it close versus Colorado State, and then they blew out Colorado State earlier. I think it's kind of more of a win towards San Diego State still.
That'll be a good game for them. That'll be a big one. Trey, 30 seconds. How excited should people be for the Mountain West this year?
Oh, they should be stoked, bro. They're looking at a 5-bid conference.
You think 5?
5? 4 in right. They have 4 in right now.
So you think Utah State?
I'm thinking Utah State goes on a run of the tournament.
You're talking Big 12 number bids here. You realize that?
Yes, I am. Because we already got Colorado State, San Diego State, Boise State. Wyoming's already in there right now too, but Utah State goes on a run in the tournament.
Can Colorado? What if Colorado State? What if Colorado State goes and gets their doors blown off tonight by San Diego State?
I'm thinking
like they have already.
I'm thinking Colorado State still gets some other good wins and they stay in at an 11 or 12.
Well, I respect that. Hey, Colorado State, that's my Mountain West team. Actually, Wyoming's more my Mountain West team, but
we'll see. That's a bold take, 5, but we'll see. All right, Zach, we got one more game here. We'll talk a little bit about it. It's UCLA, Arizona State. Back to the Saturday schedule here. That's going to be a 10 o'clock Mountain or Eastern time zone game again. UCLA coming off a loss. Do you see Arizona State? You mentioned how they provided a tough battle against USC last night. Do you see them doing the same thing against UCLA? A battle of do they go on a California revenge tour and go get a win?
No, I think yesterday's game was more of a product of both teams not being able to shoot the ball at all. Like they're just terrible offensive teams more than Arizona State being good. I think Arizona State's quite awful. And so I think UCLA will probably, even on the road, I think UCLA will probably win by 20.
Bruins taking it by 20. All right. So there's your Saturday schedule. I haven't looked at Sunday. What does Sunday look like? Is there anything here? He's here. Trey, Houston Cougars are playing Sunday too. They play Cincinnati. What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking, since I haven't been that impressed by Cincinnati this year. Wait, is it in Cincinnati?
It's in Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati. All right. I know the people of Cincinnati love their UC Bearcats, but I think they're too focused on something else going on in Cincinnati right now to actually care.
That's a good point.
So
they've
entered their Super Bowl mode a week early, right?
Yeah, they've been in Super Bowl mode since the division.
But 4 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Eastern time, back-to-back weeks is going to be lit in the city of Cincinnati.
It really will be.
But my point with that is I don't think people show up to support their UC boys, and I think Houston probably 10 to 15.
We got the Cougars win that. Cougars have looked good without their best players being injured for most of the year. We'll see how it looks.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be super exciting. It's going to be an extremely exciting day of basketball tomorrow. I think it's going to be telling of the rest of the season too.
It's going to set a tone. It's going to be a lot. We're going to have it covered for you Tuesday. We're going to have a bracketology coming out Tuesday. We're also going to have a recap video of the weekend on Tuesday. So check back for more. I hope you guys enjoy the basketball. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you guys are thinking, what your thoughts are. Again, we encourage you guys to leave comments. We want as much feedback as we can. We can't do this all on our own. We need your guys' help. So let us know your thoughts, and we'll try and get to them whenever you leave them. Take care. We'll see you Tuesday.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys.